Okay, so let us begin this lecture. In this lecture, our aim is to introduce you to the concept of Galois theory. Okay, so we will just start Galois theory in this lecture. So, Galois theory. Galois theory. The main aim of Galois theory is to develop a relationship of the group of permutations of the roots of a polynomial to the structure of its splitting field. So the main aim of Galois theory is to consider the relation to consider the relation of the group of permutations of the group of permutations of a polynomial, permutations of a polynomial, roots of a polynomial fx to the structure of its splitting field, to the structure of its splitting field. This is the theme here, structure of its splitting field. Okay, that is means suppose you have a polynomial, say degree of fx is say n, so there are n roots, say there are n roots of this polynomial, say there are n roots of this polynomial, say alpha 1, alpha 2, so on, alpha n. So you take the group of permutations of these roots, okay, say this is G, group of permutations of this, and find the relationship of this group with the splitting field of this polynomial fx. This is what our aim is. So before going to the this, first we introduce the notion of automorphisms of fields. Okay, so let us begin with automorphisms of fields. So there are some definitions. Okay, so definitions. So let K be a field. Let K be a field. We know that what is an automorphism of, what are automorphisms of K? How do we define? So automorphism of K is actually an isomorphism of K with itself. So an isomorphism of K with itself is called an automorphism. is called an automorphism of K. Is called an automorphism of K. Okay. And the collection of all automorphisms of K is denoted by the collection of all automorphisms of K is denoted by this symbol aut K. And this is a group, of course. Now if there is a notation, if alpha is any element of the field K and sigma is an automorphism and sigma belongs to aut K, then the image of, and then we write this sigma of alpha simply by this symbol sigma alpha. So this symbol will denote that sigma is acting on this element alpha. Okay. Next, an automorphism sigma belonging to aut K is said to fix an element, is said to fix an element alpha in K if sigma maps alpha to alpha itself. If sigma alpha is alpha. Okay. Sigma alpha is alpha. Now if F is a subset of K or subfield of K, if F is a subset of the field K of K, then an automorphism sigma is said to fix F. F is the subset of K if sigma fixes every element of F. If sigma fixes every element of F, that is to say that sigma A is A for all A in F. Okay. Note that any field has at least one automorphism, and that is the identity automorphism. We call it as the trivial automorphism. So note that any field has at least one automorphism. Any field F has at least one automorphism That is the identity automorphism. We know that identity map is always an isomorphism, so it would be an automorphism. The identity automorphism. It is called trivial automorphism. automorphism, and we denote it by, because automorphism, set of all automorphism would be a group, so we denote that would be actually the identity of that group, so denoted by 1. So we denote it by the symbol 1. Okay, so this is the one thing. Second, about the prime subfield, every automorphism, as a remark you can write this. So remark, if you have a field f, then, so remark says that the prime subfield, the prime subfield of a field k is fixed by every automorphism of k, is fixed by every automorphism of k, every automorphism of k. How? You know the definition of the prime subfield of a field. It is the field generated by the identity element, or you can say that the smallest subfield of f containing the identity of f. So it is trivial. It is trivial because, so we know by definition, we know by definition of a prime subfield, definition of a prime subfield, prime subfield, okay, that it is the smallest field, it is the field generated by identity element of this. It is the field generated by the identity element of K. And any automorphism maps identity to identity. And if sigma belongs to odd K, then sigma maps identity to identity. Then this sigma of 1 is 1. So this means what? This means sigma A is A for all A in the prime subfield. In the prime subfield. So any automorphism of K fixes the prime subfield of K. And there are two types of prime fields. Okay, there are two types of prime fields. What are those two? There are two types of prime subfields, which are actually these one, depending upon the characteristic of the field. If characteristic of K is 0, then the prime subfield of K is actually the field of rational numbers. Then the prime subfield of K is Q, the field of rational numbers. And if characteristic of K is P, then the prime subfield of K is ZP. Then the prime subfield field of K is ZP, or it is denoted by this symbol also, FP. Okay, so these were some of the observations. Now another important definition is So another definition, let K be an extension of F. Let K be an extension of F, be an extension, be an extension of fields, and let this symbol odd kf. Odd kf is what? The collection of automorphisms of K which fix this subfield F. Odd kf be the collection of automorphisms of K, automorphisms of K which fix the subfield F, which fix the subfield F. Okay. Then there are two things. Based on this definition. First is that odd K is a group. You know this. Odd K is a group with respect to composition. With respect to composition. And second thing about this odd KF. This odd KF is a subgroup of odd K. Odd KF is a subgroup of odd K. This is trivial because you can easily verify these two things, because if we know that if sigma and tau they belong to odd K, then their composition, because the composition of two automorphism is again an automorphism, then sigma composition tau again belongs to odd K. Composition of two automorphisms is an automorphism. And composition of maps is associative. So you have the closure law here, you have the associative law, and identity is also there, because this we know that we have just said that any field has at least one automorphism, that is the identity automorphism. So I belongs to odd K, so it has the identity also. And because if sigma belongs to odd K, so this means what? Sigma is an isomorphism. Once sigma is an isomorphism, it is bijective, so its inverse is also there. And inverse of an isomorphism is again an isomorphism. Then sigma inverse also belongs to odd K. So this is a group, and you can also see that this odd KF is a subgroup. Odd KF is a subgroup of odd K. Again by the similar argument, because if any two automorphism which fix F, then their composition also fixes F. Because if sigma F is F, sigma fixes F means sigma A is A for all A belonging to F, tau A is A for all A belonging to F, then sigma composition tau A is also A for all A belonging to F. So this is closed. It is closed, so therefore it is a subgroup. So these are two important things. So one more thing. Every automorphism fixes the prime field. We have just seen this, no? So another remark. If F is a prime subfield of K, if F is a prime subfield of K. Okay, if it is a prime subfield of K, then these two groups are same. The group odd KF is same as the group odd K, because every automorphism fixes F. F is a prime subfield. We have just seen that every automorphism of every automorphism of K fixes its prime subfield. So in this case, odd KF is same as odd K. So this is the important thing. Now we are coming to the main uh, proposition of today's lecture. That is about the relationship between the roots and the automorphisms. Roots of a polynomial and automorphisms. So let us see the proposition. Let K be an extension of F, be a field extension, and alpha is any element in uh, K, and alpha belonging to K is algebraic over F, is algebraic over F. Then for any sigma belonging to odd KF, sigma alpha is also a root. Sigma alpha is also a root of the minimal polynomial of alpha over F. Sigma alpha is also a root of the minimal polynomial of alpha over F. Or in general, you can say that if alpha satisfies a polynomial over F, then sigma alpha also satisfies a polynomial over F. Or in other words, you can also say that odd KF permutes the roots of the irreducible polynomial. Equivalently, you can say that any polynomial because if it is a root of the minimal polynomial of alpha, then it will be a root of any polynomial satisfied by alpha. So equivalently, you can say that any polynomial over F with alpha as a root also has sigma alpha as a root. Okay, so let's see the proof. Proof is simple, just straightforward. Proof. Suppose alpha satisfies some say minimal polynomial of alpha is, say, let the minimal polynomial of alpha is minimal polynomial of alpha is, say, x raised to power n plus a n minus 1, x raised to power n minus 1 plus 1 plus a1 x plus a0. This is the minimal polynomial. Alpha satisfies it. So this means what? This means alpha raised to power n plus a n minus 1 alpha raised to power n minus 1 plus 1 plus a1 alpha plus a0 is 0. Okay, where ai's they belong to f, ai's they are in f. Now you apply this is an equation in the field k, so you apply automorphism of k, sigma. Okay, sigma applied on this polynomial, sigma of alpha n plus a raised to a n minus 1 alpha n minus 1 plus so on plus a1 alpha plus a0. Okay, sigma 0, and sigma is an automorphism, it maps 0 to 0, so sigma of this equation is 0. Okay, sigma of this equation is 0, and sigma is an automorphism, so you can have sigma alpha raised to power n plus uh, sigma of a n minus 1 alpha n minus 1 plus so on plus sigma of a1 alpha plus sigma of a0 is 0. Again, here we use the additive field automorphism, preserves the addition as well as multiplication. So it also, here we applied the additive property of the sigma. Now you can apply the multiplicative property of sigma, and you will have this thing, that sigma alpha whole raised to power n plus sigma a n minus 1 sigma alpha whole raised to power n minus 1 plus 1 plus sigma a sigma alpha plus sigma a0 is 0. Okay, now sigma belongs to odd kf, means what? Sigma fixes the elements of f, so note that sigma of ai is ai, note that sigma ai is ai for all I. So this means what? This means here you have then sigma alpha raised to power n plus, now sigma of an minus 1 is an minus 1, so it is an minus 1 sigma alpha whole raised to power n minus 1 plus so on plus, now sigma a0 is also a0 plus a0 is 0. And what does it mean? It means that sigma alpha satisfies the polynomial, given polynomial. So thus sigma alpha satisfies the given polynomial, the given polynomial. Okay, so we are through. This proves the proposition, and this is very important proposition because it would actually in the examples you would see that it would help us to find out the automorphisms, actually automorphisms of the splitting field of this polynomial, because now we know that automorphisms are completely determined by the roots. From this proposition, automorphisms are completely determined by the roots, because if if sigma is an automorphism, then sigma alpha is also an automorphism. So you just find the roots of this polynomial and you can determine the automorphism group of the splitting fields of the polynomials. Let us see some examples. It would be clear to you. So example, now you consider this polynomial, say for example fx equals x square minus 2 over q. What is the splitting field of this polynomial? K equal to q root 2 is the splitting field of this polynomial. Okay, is the splitting field of this polynomial, is the splitting field for f of x. Okay, now we are interested in finding this group automorphisms of q root 2 which fix q. What is this group? Now we have just seen that we have just noted that if the characteristic of the field is 0, then its prime subfield is Q. So Q is actually the prime subfield of Q root 2. Okay, and once we have a prime subfield of a field, then we have just also seen that art kf and art k, they are same. Art kf, where f is the prime subfield, so art q root 2 q is actually art q root 2, art q root 2. So these two groups are same. Now what are the automorphisms? They are actually depending on the roots of this polynomial, you will by the previous proposition. Now if tau is any automorphism, if tau belongs to art q root 2, okay, which is also same as art q root 2 fixing q, then now what are the elements of this field? This field has elements of the form a plus b root 2, है ना? And we know that a and b, they are rational numbers. A and b, they are rational numbers. So tau of a would be a, tau of b would be b. So this automorphism would be completely determined if we know the image of root 2 under tau. Okay. So we just want to know the what is tau root 2. But the previous proposition says now root 2 is the root of this polynomial. Therefore, by previous proposition, tau root 2 is the root of the minimal polynomial here, x square minus 2. So by previous proposition, tau root 2 is also the root of the polynomial. So tau root 2 also satisfies, means also a root, or you can say a root of this polynomial x square minus 2. And the roots of this polynomial are these plus minus square root 2. So you have two possibilities for this. Tau root 2 is can be either root 2 or minus root 2. So tau of root 2 is plus minus root 2. Okay. So therefore, what does it mean? It means tau of a plus b root 2. Since tau is an automorphism, so it is tau of a plus tau of b root 2. Now again, this is now tau of a is a, so a plus b. Now a plus b, tau of root 2 is plus minus root 2. Okay, plus minus root 2. So if it is plus root 2, then the automorphism would send a plus b root 2 to a plus b root 2 itself. If it is minus root 2, then you will get a plus b root 2 goes to a minus b root 2. Okay, so there are two choices. So thus we have tau of a plus b root 2 is same as a plus b root 2, or tau of a plus b root 2 is a minus b root 2. Okay, so this is the identity automorphism, and this is, you call it as a sigma. So there are only two automorphisms in this group. Okay, so thus we can say that thus you can say that ought q root 2 fixing q, which is same as ought q root 2, has just two elements, one identity and other sigma. So it's a group of order 2. So group of order 2 are, you know that they're cyclic groups. So is a cyclic group of order 2. Okay, so you came to know that the roots of the polynomial, they are actually playing a big role while determining the while determining the automorphism groups of the corresponding field extensions. Let us see another example. Let you take fx equal to this polynomial x q minus 2 and take this field. Let we know that the splitting field of this polynomial is a bigger field. It has it includes also the complex numbers because some of the roots of this polynomial, they are complex numbers. So we are only considering this field. Let k equal to this field generated by one of the roots, real root q of cube root 2. Okay, now we are in again. If you take odd q of cube root 2 fixing q, since it is a prime subfield of this field, so therefore it is same as odd. This group is same as this group. Okay, now again, any automorphism is completely determined by what does it do on this element, because elements of this field q of cube root 2, they are of the form a plus b cube root 2 plus c cube root 2 square. Any automorphism fixes a, b and c because they are rational numbers, so they belong in the prime subfield, so they are being fixed. If we know the action of this element, then we are through. So tau of now if tau belongs to odd q of cube root 2, then tau of this element, any arbitrary element a plus b cube root 2 plus c cube root 2 square is same as a plus b tau of cube root 2 plus c tau of cube root 2 square. Okay, so now we must know the action of tau on this element, and by applying the previous proposition, if this is the root, then tau of cube root 2 is also the root. Okay, but the other roots of this polynomial, they are complex numbers. They are complex numbers, so they don't belong to this field q of cube root 2. So the only possibility is that tau of this element is the element itself. Since the other roots are complex numbers which are not elements of cube root 2, since the other roots are not in q of cube root 2, so tau of tau of cube root 2 must be itself cube root 2. Okay, once it is there, then tau must be the identity automorphism, but then tau is I, the identity automorphism, the identity automorphism. Okay, so this means what? This group is a trivial group. Odd q of cube root 2 is just consisting of the identity automorphism, is trivial group, is a trivial group. Okay, so so in general, if k is generated over f by some collection of elements, finite number of elements, then odd kf is also finite. You can see this. Okay, so if you have questions so far, then you can ask. Yes, if you have question you can put, then I will I will just, so no questions, so let us just begin then. Let us go ahead. So note as a remark or as a note you can write note